Hey guys, today we're going to pick up right where we left off yesterday, and we are going to continue practicing graphing systems of equations. Okay, now in this example number 2, we have to get it in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. Okay, so we have to get these in that form before we can graph them. Okay, so let's start with the first one. X plus y equals -2. And we want to get that in slope-intercept form. Well, how can we do that? We need to get the x to the other side. So let's subtract x. Those x's cancel out, and we have y equals -x minus 2. Well, if we go ahead and graph that, we know we have a y-intercept of -2. So let's go down to plot a point. And then we knew that we had a slope of -1. So that means we have a rise over run of -1 over 1. So let's go down 1 and over 1 and plot a point. And remember, you do not have to decide what type of line or if it's which way it's shaded. You're just going to draw your line. Okay, simple as that. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, this time we have 2x minus 3y equals -9. And remember, our two steps are to get x to the other side, so let's subtract 2x. And that gives us -3y equals -2x minus 9. Okay, and once you do that, you have to divide each side by the number in front of y. Okay, then it's just a division test. Those negatives cancel out, and we have y equals, again, negatives cancel out, 2/3 x, and -9 divided by -3 gives us a +3. Okay, so now we have it in slope and intercept form. We can go ahead and graph this guy. So our y-intercept is a +3, so we'll go up 1, 2, 3, and plot our point. And then our slope is 2/3, so we'll go up 2, over 3, and plot a point. Now, with my slope of 2/3, I could go the other direction. Instead of up 2 over 3, I could go down 2 and left 3. Okay? Well, if I had drawn my line a little bit better earlier, we would see that it actually would have met right here at my point -3, 1. Okay, so at -3, 1, that would give us our solution if we drew our line right through there. Okay, so that's where the 2 points connect, and that's our solution for this problem. Okay, so the bottom line, okay, what are we talking about? Okay, what does a system of equations look like? Okay, well, you're going to be looking at 2 or more equations. Okay, now it says 2 or more. You will always deal with 2. You will never do more than that, just 2 for you, so don't worry about that. Okay, how do you solve a system of equations? Okay, you graph both. That's our first step. So number 1 is graph both. And your second step would be find the intersection. Okay, so graph both and then find where they intersect. Okay, what does a solution to a system of equations look like? Well, of course, it's an ordered pair. Your solutions are an ordered pair. So you should have a solution that looks like xy, or if I gave an example of an actual ordered pair, maybe something like 3, 1. Okay, so those 3 things you need to know about systems of equations. Make sure you have these things down on your paper, and we will do another quick example here. All right, we're going to do one more example together, and then I'll have you do one on your own. Okay, so our first equation here, we have a y-intercept of 9. So let's go up to our y-intercept of 9 and plot a point. Okay, once we have that point, we can do our slope, and like we've been doing, if you don't have a number out front, you can just put a 1. And we need a rise over run, so negative 1 over 1 would be our slope. So from our y-intercept, we're going to go down 1, and then over 1, and plot our point. Okay, so then we of course can draw our line, and we could actually go down 1 over 1 as many times as we want so that we can get an accurately drawn line. So let's draw our line in here. All right. And before we draw our last line, I got a quick joke for you. All right, here's the joke. What kind of lights did Noah use on the ark? Think about it. Think about it. Floodlights. You like it. All right, we have one more to look at. Hey, y is 2x minus 3. We know our y-intercept is negative 3. So on our graph, we'll go down to 3. Plot a point. And then we got to look at our slope. Well, our slope is 2, so we have a rise of 2, a run of 1. So from our y-intercept, we'll go up 2 over 1. Now, to make sure that we get the right intersection, I'm going to go up 2 over 1 several times. Okay, and boom, that gives me right where our intersection is. So if I draw my line, you'll see that right at this little ordered pair right here, that is our intersection. So what is that ordered pair? Well, if we go over 1, 2, 3, 4 and up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be our solution. So our solution is going to be 4, 5. All right. I would like you to try number 2 all by yourself, and I'll come around to check that. See ya.